welcome to this month's Ignition strategy, which is all about monitoring our monthly profit and loss. Now, for most of us, this is a non-existent exercise. I ask you what numbers you monitor. A quick answer is I monitor the bank account. And that's a good answer to a certain extent. However, guys, if that's all that we do, then truly we don't have an understanding of really what is going on in our business. Well, let's turn the tables. Most of us are fan of V8 supercars. We look at the V8 supercars, they monitor hundreds of numbers. The primary goal is speed, but they monitor all these other numbers because they know that all those other numbers will drive speed. Same applies to our business, guys. We want more money in the bank account, but there's all these other indicators and drivers that are going to drive more money into our bank account. And that's the same concept. So if we apply that concept, guys, we've got to do more than monitor just our bank account. Now, one of the key things we've got to do is monitor our profit and loss each month. Now, for some of us, that just looks like a whole bunch of numbers. I've got a little template on my screen over here I'm going to take you through, and it breaks your profit and loss down into a very easily understandable, some key numbers. It's very simple, guys. There's 4 numbers you need to extract. You extract 4 numbers, you plug them into the spreadsheet, it'll calculate it for you some ratios, and you can see how you're tracking towards your budgets and your targets. So let's go over and I'll show you how it works.
Well, let's start working our way from left to right on how we use this spreadsheet. So across the top here, you can see I've got the 12 months of the financial year, July right through to June. Then further over I have 2016 actual average. This will simply calculate for you the average of the numbers that you've input for the current financial year. I've then got 2017 budget average, and I've got 2016 actual average. So the first thing you need to do with this template is you need to come over here, you need to input your budget numbers. What do you want to achieve for the current financial year? This is on a monthly average, so once you input your data, you simply then divide it by 12. So in this workshop wants to achieve $80,000 a month in sales, $25,000 cost of goods sold, which will calculate for them a gross profit and a gross margin of 55,000 and 69% respectively. You will then calculate for them an average markup on stock of 60%. Their labor to sales ratio, labor is going to represent about 50% of their sales. Their overheads, they've estimated that their overheads will be $36,000 a month, which is 45% of sales. And then finally, it will calculate the net profit for them. They're forecasting a net profit of $19,000 a month, which was 24% of sales. So the first thing you need to do is come in here and forecast out your 2017 target numbers. You then need to come over to the next column, which is right here, and input the 2016 actual numbers. You get these directly off your profit and loss. You simply plug them in. Again, the 4 numbers you need to plug in are both your sales, or the breakup of your sales between labor and parts. If you can't do that, just input total sales. You then need to input the cost of goods sold. This is the cost of the parts used. And then finally, you need to input your overhead. So there's 4 numbers, guys. This will take you about 5 minutes to extract this data. It will then calculate out for you the rest of the other ratios. So once we've got our budget set up, once we've got actual numbers from last year set up, we then need to, each month, we need to plug in our actual numbers. Let's go over to July over here, and I'll show you what I've done. So this business, okay, July is over, they're simply inputting their data. They've got their P&L, they're plugging in, okay, our part sales were 39,000, our labor sales were 41,300, giving us total sales of 83,000. So straight away, they can go, well, July was a pretty good month. We achieved 80,300. Our target back over here was $80,000. So we're up on budget. We're achieving budget. They then implement their cost of goods sold. It will then calculate for them again. Anything shaded in grey will calculate for you. It'll calculate for them. The gross profit was 55,800 there, and a gross margin of 69%. I've highlighted in green to show you. If we look back over here, that is on track. It's slightly above budget. It will then calculate them for them an average markup. So based on their part sales of $39,000, the cost of goods sold of $24,500, they're applying an average markup on stock of 59%. Their labor ratio is 51%, calculate that for them. They then plugged in their overheads, their expenses of $35,500. It again spat out that their sales, their overheads, as a percentage of sales were 44%, and calculated for them a net profit, which was $20,300, which was 25% of sales. So we've done July, we do exactly the same for August. When your August P&L comes in, you need to grab the 4 numbers, your part sales, your labor sales, your cost of goods sold, and your overheads. The spreadsheet will then calculate the rest for you. So this is a very simple way of breaking down that P&L, which has got lots and lots of numbers in it, breaking it down to some of the key numbers, giving you some of the key ratios, and making it very easy for you to see how you're tracking against your budget numbers, what you want to achieve, and also where you're at last year. So it's a very simple little template to help you analyze the performance of your business. By doing this stuff, guys, you'll better understand how your business is tracking. The better you understand how your business is tracking, the more money that will end up in your bank account. I can guarantee you that. Because with improved financial awareness comes better business decisions. With better business decisions comes better performance. So guys, there it is. Good luck with it. Have a play around with it. Download it and start using it. Make sure that each month you monitor how your business is tracking towards your goals and your targets.